that's a triple play. New episodes, I couldn't wait. Yeah, open your mind at the first gate. Press play, no need to debate. AOA, check me out. Look, clocked in, you can catch the hype. Golden Dawn, how we follow the light. Anime like life, married to it, my wife.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages? Welcome back to the AOA show. I'm your host, as always, Ian, along with the boys Isaiah.
Ohio.
And Gavin.
What is Gucci shoes?
Today, we're hitting you with more blog posts by SIU, the GOAT. This time, we're covering Season 2, episodes 309 to 317. Again, big shout out to all the moderators that make this possible in our Discord and our YouTube channel for compiling these lists together, for omitting spoilers, for making them nice and squeaky clean for us to present to you and hopefully get some enjoyment out of. So, anyway, without further ado, we are going to hop right into episode 309 today. All right, Gavin, take it away.
All right,
Nothing
chapter
ever happened.
Oh, no, it didn't. It's been a while for Miss Cheney to show up, so I drew Ran with Miss Cheney, keeping him out of the rain. But in reality, Miss Cheney is far from being a kind sister like this. Anyways, the story after the hidden floor from the last chapter continued. Because there was a restriction against talking about the hidden floor, I got tedious when working on the characters' lines and feelings. It looks like the story will be separated into two for a while. A big storyline regarding what's happening in the tower, and a small storyline regarding the regulars.
Ready for it.
Yes, I am. I said this before, but personally, I'm afraid that the world expands and the number of points of view increase, since the readers might feel difficulty in approaching this story. The weekly webtoon schedule is quite a burden itself, unlike comic magazines. Webtoon has no breaks. Even if it's only a few weeks, it actually makes up a big difference. I will try my best to prevent it from happening, but since the work has progressed to this much, maybe this is the time for me to try a new change or challenge. Still, the main theme of this story is about regulars having adventures in an enormous place called the tower. Contrary to other comics, the main characters may not be troubleshooters or take a major role in turning the situation, but I wanted to show them keep climbing the tower despite being swept by big waves and experiencing frustrations. Of course, from time to time, I tried to have them leading the story, like in the Name Hun Station and the workshop.
Yeah, they're kind of just like riding the wave a lot of times, you know what I mean? Just kind of, but also doing their own thing on like regular island, you know what I mean? As it's taken like across all these crazy waves, i.e. Yuri, Karaka, etc.
Definitely. Looking at how this ended, it looks like Miss Cheney and Jin Sung Ha's story will continue next week. It's an unexpected pair, so I hope that there won't be any difficult battles for me to draw.
That's on you.
Yeah, it's on you. And you set yourself up with like 80 characters, so it is on you. But Jihad Princess facing one of the influential figures in Fug in this situation is far from what you call a peace tears.
He knows what he did.
Yeah. The reason why Ha-Jin Sung's residence is like that is that although he's a rich guy, Ha-Jin Sung has quite a number of houses, and he seems to be a fan of that kind of natural way of living. He's highly regarded as a danger too.
Danger. But with all that being said, among SIU bringing it on upon himself and all that, we appreciate the hell out of it. So,
to fit that in.
Yes.
Nobody would be curious to know, but if I tell what's going on with my personal life, I suddenly gained 2 kilograms this week and am experiencing a mental breakdown over it. I mean, it was my fault for not doing exercise, but I met my mother at my friend's wedding, which has been a while, and she was so sad to see an unmarried bachelor already looking like an uncle. I'm sad too, mother. Wow. I was not expecting that after everything I just read.
Like, hey, mom, like, check out my story. It's like, this is what my life's work has been on. And she's like, oh, good job, son. Like, I love you. It's just like,
where's
wow,
the
you look
grandkids?
old and fucking depressed. All right, mom. Fuck.
Not to mention that he says the only reason he even saw her is because of a friend's wedding.
Yeah.
You can't just like visit.
Well, not when you're like have
way.
a gun to your head and you're like finish a
No,
chapter.
no. I mean, just like either way. You know,
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know
no.
what his mother's
Like, give her a
situation
phone
was.
call or
Obviously,
something.
we're
I
just
don't
playing
know.
around, but like,
Yeah.
it's just like, damn. Anyway, SIU. All right, moving into episode 310, we have the stare down between Bomb and Snake. So today I felt like it was a good idea to draw Rachel and Bomb, so that's what I did. Come to think of it, as they are the two characters who have appeared since Tower of God's introduction, I love them dearly. Jin Sung Bro seems to be surprised by how serious Jihad is. The relationship between Jin Sung and Jihad is like my granny's close friend is actually a king kind of relationship. It's rare for the 10 househeads or Jihad to have a connection with those who are beneath them. So you can say Jin Sung Ha is quite close to Jihad, as they even shared conversations before. You may have noticed from how he delivered his order this time, but it is very, very rare occasion for house heads to talk with the ones who are beneath them directly. Anyway, due to the huge scale, a battle between high rankers is a pain in the ass to draw. I would have been easier if it had been more cutesy way of fighting, like Jin Sung using his lollipop to attack. He just like... On Bomb's side, since the problem has to do with Kuhn's life, it looks like he has lit the fuse of conflict. I wonder how Bomb and Rachel's relationship will change. The relationship has been slowly progressing since the Floor of Death, but maybe this time there will be more dramatic change. The two are bound together anyway, so please look forward to how this change will lead the story. Yep, she ain't going away. She's like a splinter right in the big toe. Those suck. But by the way, this is the 18th anniversary for Tower of God. That's wild. Wow. I already gained 8 years of age. Whoa. The Fan Cafe is doing an event celebrating this 8th anniversary, so I feel free. So was it the 8th anniversary or the 8th?
That's what
I read
too.
that wrong. It is the 8th. I said 18 at first. My bad. 8 years still a long time. Anyway, they're celebrating the 8th anniversary at the cafe back in time, so feel free to check it out, and you may also it may also be fun to join in. 8 years. Thank you for those who always cheer me up and work hard for me. I always feel sorry for not being the best author, but every day I'm doing as best as I can in my life. There have been painful and tough moments, but your care and cheer constitute 80% to match the rhyme with the 8th anniversary of the reason why I could hold myself against them. Excuse me. Anyway, the weather is getting hotter, so take care of your health. And I always wish all of you to have a fun, happy week. I will come back next week with dangerous-looking Bomb and Rachel.
Oh, wait, this was the 8th anniversary. How many years ago? This is like 2017?
That's what I'm saying. It was like 2018, I think.
Wow, this has literally been running long, like more than half my lifetime.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of crazy.
100%. There's people like in 2010, 2000, like still like talking like, yeah, when the chapters were coming out, I was reading them. It's like,
Yeah,
it's been going on for
I was like in diapers
very
when this
long
came
time.
out.
Yeah. I actually think it was 2010 that this story started, if I'm not mistaken, because he labels these pictures 2018. Is that when he did this one? So if it's 20,
So, yeah,
2021
literally
now, so he's
half
been
my
going
lifetime.
11 years.
Wow.
That's crazy, dude.
Damn.
Anyway,
nuts.
did I go ahead? Oh no, we're good. All right, take it away.
Chapter 3:11. Oh, that's a cool picture.
That is cool.
Since the break has begun and today is also a good day, I went for Raccoon Bam. Coon is always sleeping these days. It was difficult to draw him after a while. I felt some pressure on whether I should spend more effort on the postscript drawing or not, as it is the 8th anniversary after all. But instead, the Fan Cafe requested me an illustration for the event they're doing. So I think this should do. Later, I'll upload at least part of it.
Isn't that just like such a double-edged sword? It's like, I make a character that everyone loves. I hate drawing him.
This episode will act as a bridge to the next episode, so I recommend you pay attention to how the relationships are being settled and changed. It is true that the Hidden Floor has a lot of important characters in it, and have raised the bar for the audience in many ways. I'm thinking we should dive into existing characters' relationships before moving on to the next episode. For Rachel and Bam's case, as well as White's case, as the Hell Train is getting closer to its finale, I think there will be an ending and a new beginning.
Man.
There are many talks going on about Rachel. Many people sometimes ask me whether I like/hate a certain character, but the answer is I like all of them. But just because I like them, I have no intention of making them siding with good or portraying them positively. I don't have a stereotype towards good and evil, so I think this way is fine. I'm into neither idealizing the good as heroes nor defining or defending the villain's actions or giving them excuses. I believe that if I progress the plot thinking with this kind of past and this kind of personality, this character will probably do this kind of thing. The readers will make judgments themselves. Meanwhile, Miss Jenny and Jin Sung Ha are fighting fiercely. It would have been better if I could draw them when I was in a better state. Of fucking course, that's how it always is. Preach. Even though they are fighting half-heartedly, the scale is still huge. Looks like Miss Jenny has another objective on her mind. Recently, the weather has been so hot. It makes me wonder about whether my readers are taking good care of their health. Don't stay outside for too long, drink lots of water, and be careful of what you're eating so that you don't get enteritis.
The inflammation thing.
Yeah. I hope you'll always be healthy, happy, and enjoy your life. So I'll come back next week with Angry Bam's landing scene. P.S. Thank you so much for everyone who celebrated the 8th anniversary last week. That'd be cool. I'd love to go to like obviously be in Korea, but like, some like meet greet thing where he's like at a place signing shit and you're like,
You have like RDF in the corner. You have RDF in the corner and everybody else.
Okay,
like literally like
they're in their own line,
and, like throwing rocks at him and shit.
I feel like Gavin would go there and a war would erupt.
No,
I'm just kidding.
That's okay.
Sounds like it wouldn't be a war.
I'll be Iraq. I'll just throw a spear and be like, ah!
Gavin's like, it wouldn't be a war. It'd be a slaughter.
Exactly.
He goes there and
White, he had the right
fight, I
idea.
go to win.
Genocide. No kidding. Oh my god.
So he was like, who is this guy? We're away.
He's like, oh, you're the guy who threatens to break my kneecaps all the time. Oh, you see our shit? That's so cool. It's like, yeah, security, take him out of here, please. It's like, well, we
Look,
tried.
I would be honored if I was recognized as that man. I'm just saying. Few would be able to. All right, chapter 312.
Is it Luffy from One Piece?
That's it. Huh, interesting. Okay. This episode's postscript will begin with a wild death sentence. Han Sung-yu is too difficult to draw, therefore he should be punished by death. He has long hair when the weather is hot, so he should be punished by death. Jesus, you're drawing these guys. Says the one who has said that Says
likes
the
all the
one
characters.
that he likes all the characters in the previous blog post. Okay, that was like a
Translation
word.
thingy.
Yeah. Anyway, this episode was about Bam, who is better at showing anger than expected, and the man in danger, Han Sung. Personally, I think Bam is a character who went through a lot of changes compared to the past. Depending on how you look at it, he might as well be one of the characters who goes through the most development. Previously, he felt like he was Rachel's defendant, but now that is no longer the case, and it seems like he's finding a reason to fight and a reason to climb the tower. In contrast to him, Rachel is more of a stagnant character. Rather than trying to improve her strength, she was disheartened by her circumstances and tried to exploit her surroundings. Also, somehow, she is currently more possessed by the obsession to climb the tower than by the reason why she climbs the tower. I think those kinds of things are widening the gap between Bam and her. However, I do not think these are just Rachel's problems. I think an ordinary person were to be placed in an extreme competition, anyone can surely act like Rachel, regardless of how the story progresses. The opposition or contrast between them and Rachel will be the core of Tower of God's main story. In my case, in a situation where the competition was fierce, I was the one who initially did not try my best. I convinced myself into thinking I was just hiding my power. That's right. I'm actually hiding 50% of my power when doing manuscript. I live a hard life doing as best as I can each day. As for Han Sung, well, goodbye, Han Sung. You were a difficult character to draw. I promise you won't go far. Jesus! Everyone, have a happy, healthy week, except for Han Sung. I hope you have a week that lets your heart remain chill despite the hot weather. Han Sung's fate will be determined next week.
Yeah.
Damn. You need that like Kun freeze your heart ability thing.
Yeah. See, it's
Slow
weird. 'Cause
down the
I feel like when he's drawn like a death pretty hard, like he is, he's almost like he has a little bit of a red herring. So.
Yeah. He's just missing.
He
He's
is
just messing around.
And if Kun's dead, you're dead. So I'm kidding.
Slide that right under the radar.
Your kneeccaps are
All
gone.
right. Ooh, boy. We got
that Kun
episode
with,
313.
No.
I guess that's
Oh,
Kun
wait.
with it.
No,
I don't know.
what?
It kind of looked like Kun. Anyway, the drawing for this week's blog post comes together with a red hat that may boost your strength exactly by 3. To be honest, red is not a color I want to see, considering the hot weather these days. Anyways, as expected, it seems like wearing a red hat boosts a person's strength. Good to know. Just gonna go punch trees with a red hat on. Anyway, as for Yu Han Sung's side, it seems like his lifeline is tougher than it looks. Although the name of the floor of Test's ruler has been mentioned quite frequently ever since the beginning, the setting has changed a lot from the past. Sometimes people are mistaken about it, but all of the setting, in this case gender, that I have previously written before are pretty much undetermined until they actually do appear in the story. I have made announcements regarding this several times, but it seems like quite a number of people are still unaware of this. The same problem kept repeating, so now I have to turn I have turned them all to private. But just know that they are very different and wrong. What is he saying here? I may have previously written before.
Pretty much he's saying that any character he draws don't determine the sex until he states it. Until then, they're more or less undefined.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so-
Which is actually a very good
Yeah,
going
yeah,
forward.
Yeah. Especially if we've never actually seen the person yet, it seems like, too. Yeah, because it's like, how the hell would you know that? But anyway, but it seems like quite a number of people are still unaware of this. Same problem, they're wrong. Yvonne Kell used to be a man back in the beginning of TOG, and even now, it's kind of hard to say that she's perfectly female, so that's the case. For more details, the plot needs to be progressed further. Rather than to say that the relationship between Bomb and Rachel has changed, I think it's more accurate to say that this result was being postponed for a long time. Rachel always acted thinking Bomb will ultimately end up like this. And as for Bomb, although it wasn't exactly the case for him, it's still true that this is what he has reached to. I think people who have become too accustomed to being hated in their lives come to feel more comfortable when they are being hated, rather than being loved. Whatever it is, seems like the two will move forward in a certain direction. Wow, it's like, oh, okay, I think it's almost done. It's just like,
Yeah.
I heard that there's a fan cafe meeting on Saturday, so I went there. Feels like the time when I went there thinking, wow, really? My Manhwa fan cafe was only yesterday. But knowing that this is the 6th time already made me realize that time really flies by. I still can't believe it. It's probably thanks to the fan cafe members and those of who love the work. I deeply appreciate those who joined. When I really get to feel readers like this, I feel really good, like when readers do a cosplay of a character, draw fan art, or gather at some place to share their likes and chat about them. When I realize that I'm the one who made this, what I feel is truly special, but also lies heavily on my shoulder. As the work has gotten quite aged now, I do feel the saying that nothing will last for eternity, but maybe because that's how it is. It might be good for me to get get touched by each moment like this as I live. When will moments like this ever come again? I have to continue working persistently so that I can feel this moment even by a day longer, of course. Sometimes I should take some rest in between. Anyway, please take care of your health during the hot weather. Have a happy and peaceful week. SIU. All right.
Cool. Chapter 3:14. The boys. It's still hot, but it seems like the heat wave has lessened a bit. I wonder how you guys are all doing. Health should always be top priority, so please take care of it well. Webtoon is good for your health and is a kind of weather, but because you can read it indoors. As for this chapter, it feels like a section has passed and now a new section is coming, like a new enemy and stuff. Many things were revealed about Calivan. His underlings seem impressive. I wonder what kind of guy he'll be. I wonder if he'll impose a great danger to Bomb and company. I wonder if he'll be a tough character to draw. I'm already starting to get worried. Anyway, since he's a commander of the Army Corps, I get the feeling that the scale will expand. SIU cries. After Rack's secret was revealed, the fact that Ivankel is an ancient species was also revealed. Since Ivankel was fired even before truly giving him a proper introduction, his power was barely revealed in this chapter. Considering his ranking, considering her ranking, considering her ranking, she truly is strong, but a bum will be a bum.
Damn.
Wow. People say that thanks to Ivankel, handing the floor of test over to Yu Han Sung. The floor of test could be under proper operation. As you can guess from that, when Ivankel was staying at the floor of test, were said to be pretty hellish. It's something I'd like to draw in later times, but for now I'll hold on to it. We have to climb the tower first. About the familiar faces at the end, I wonder if they can meet Bomb without any trouble, or if they are currently stepping into a wild chaos. Well, it's good to see them after a long time anyway. Drawing these guys is a joy to me. Recently, my shoulders and neck suddenly got worse, so I was trying to take care of them by changing the pillow and stuff. But still, they aren't really getting any better. I'm happy that I like my new pillow though. I'm considering changing my bed as well. Hopefully, you all enjoyed reading this week's chapter. For me, it's too bad Yu Han Sung didn't die. I shall return together with Tower of God's new chapter.
The bias shows.
Yeah, bro.
It's kind of
Yeah,
hilarious.
I like every character in my ass.
Thanks.
Also, side note, one of the best purchases you can make is a good pillow. I don't know if you like got a nice pillow, but like literally life changing. Just throwing that out there.
I just use my arm.
Yeah, that's right. Gavin sleeps like in a cornfield or something.
Nah. You get like a
Just
thin
saying.
pillow and you have your arm underneath.
Like,
Bam.
if you're having
Easy.
trouble sleeping, your pillow sucks, get a good pillow, life changing. So, moving on. Gavin, take it away.
315.
He's shredding. He's shredding on the piano.
The drawing for today's blog post is a talented piano player, Bam, in 10th grade. If I remember correctly, someone being good at playing piano used to be a popular trope in shoujo manga. I read them a lot due to my sister's influence. My bad. I think there is also a stereotype that a man who plays piano equals rich man. Anyway, it feels like Bam would still remain talented even if he goes into music. He's a gifted genius after all. For Kun, maybe a violin would suit him. Yeah, that'd suit him. That was the symbol of wealth back in my childhood. For Rack, well, maybe he can play the drums.
I'm down. That's
Start a
hilarious.
band, bro.
You just got to smack Bomb with the piano, and then he'll be able to play every song ever.
Oh my God.
Just drop a piano on his head.
How do you play that note? Oh, hold on. Throws the piano at him. As a continuation of the previous episode, we see the ship Lisu's side. I personally like drawing Team Ship Lisu. Compared to Team Bam, who leads the main story, Team Lisu has a lighter feeling. There are many comical elements to them. Of course, the funniest character in this work would be Rack, though. Of course. I hope to write more about Team Lisu in later times, but I'm afraid I might not be able to take care of them as the scale is expanding.
That's rude.
Very good. Very rude. According to the tower's rule, rankers are prohibited to meddle with regulars' business in a regulars area. But, as it was shown today, the strength of regulars is almost always affected by rankers, both directly and indirectly. Frankly, from the start, if you are born into a reputable family, you can receive a ton of support when climbing the tower. Maybe rankers interfering with regulars, as you saw in this episode, is the way to balance the tilted scale after all. Of course, the side effect will be tremendous as well, though. The stronger a regular is, they are more likely to be from the 10 families or team up with them. So, it is a rare case for an ace regular to receive aid from other families. But in some special cases, ace regulars may receive personal aids to climb the tower.
Just built different.
They really are. The man who made the appearance at the end is the Piano Man.
Piano Man.
I mean, no. Is the new enemy, Mr. Calavan. Considering what Jin Sung Ha also said about him, I think he'll be the most militaristic enemy amongst the enemies we've seen so far. But the bottle is yet to be opened. We need to unscrew the cap first to see what's inside. Based on how he's going on about stuff like Rhapsody, I assume he has an overflowing amount of bluffing, power, a quality for a boss.
Okay. He's pumping him up hard, huh?
Facts, he really
Yeah, I'm ready
is.
to see this guy.
Yeah, all right. As for my recent personal business, I have had lots of problems in recent days, but am not sure about how to solve them. Maybe I'm just a person who always carries troubles all my life. Anyway, I'll at least try to solve one or two of them soon. From time to time, there are people who do fan work after receiving my approval. Wait, what? There are people who do fan work after receiving... Oh, okay. I can only be grateful for those who cherish, read, and make interesting things out of Tower of God to enjoy them. It makes me think about how I am both knowingly and unknowingly loved by many people. That said, hope you had fun reading this week's chapter, and see you again next week.
All right.
Beautiful man.
Whoa,
And another beautiful man.
Violin Kun. Let's do this. Episode 316. For those who are heartbroken by Kun's absence as of late, I drew Kun playing a violin for this week's blog post, as some people had requested in last week's blog post. Today, as I had to fuss around with my personal business and feel like my energy has been drained, I will keep the postscript short. It was very challenging to draw. When it comes to naming characters, I'm a pretty simple guy. Are you, though? If I like the way it sounds or how it feels, I'll use it. There are many occasions where I use the names of football players, too. And even in that case, how much the character resembles the football player is the least of my concern. I just use the name if I feel it suits the character. So you don't need to try to come up with the name's meanings. Of course, some characters, like Han Sung-yu, do have some meaning attached to their names, though. So many characters were coming out, and it's like, please look forward to next week-ish. That's the end of the blog post. How simple was that? Just read the next week's chapter. I mean, please read it, since I worked hard to draw it. SIU. That was a funny blog post. That was just so different.
And it's great how it's like paragraph. He literally made a point to where he's like, I should shorten these.
Yeah.
And it makes them really long and now separates his personal issues to the bottom. And then it's like weirdly getting organized.
He's getting better at blog posting.
He has a rhythm in it. He's like, this is the chapter. This is how my health is declining.
There's an editor who's like, stop fucking talking about your depression. Like, we're getting enough people calling this in. Like, I don't know. But
all right.
Chapter 317.
The Lord
is light.
Oh, okay.
The Lord is the light. Sorry.
What the
and
hell?
Senior. That was embarrassing.
Is it Karak?
There's whites on.
That's that makes sense.
White is a pretty bright enough word itself, but White in the Tower of God doesn't seem to have a bright personality. Rather, he seems to have a personality disorder. Anyway, after his meeting with Gustang, the White coin is on the rise again. Of course, he's known to be this area's legendary slayer, only based on hearsay. So what will actually happen, I would not know.
That's a lie, you know.
This episode feels like a bumpy introduction in many ways. Personally, I'm feeling a bit down these days, but I try my best to elevate the tempo of the work, which isn't really an easy task. I hope one day we can both be on the rise in various ways. It seems like Haoyun is temporarily in charge of Kun's role in Bam's team this time. If Kun is an elite who is good with petty tricks, Haoyun is more like the one who pulls strings from behind and possesses dark secrets. Well, as some of you may already know, aside from whether there are rankers or high rankers, the presence of a guide has a huge impact on the battlefield. That's how special the princesses with the 13th months getting paired up with guides means. Just because Evan was shown to be scolded by Yuri on many occasions, he's not someone to be walked over.
Not at all. He's got froggy finger.
Anyway, although White still has a long way to go to be considered at the completed state, he looks pretty strong coming out of the train. As shockingly as it is, current White, with the spell being cast off, is ranked as a regular. Looks like there is a chance that he will wreck the ecosystem just as much as an irregular. So I hope you check next week to see what will happen to the White coin on the rise. Please take care of your health, since the weather is getting chilly as of late. Have a happy, healthy, and fruitful week. That's interesting that White is considered a regular.
It makes sense though, because he lost all the souls. That is like what his power was.
Yeah.
So
and I guess like
doesn't
that's
the female, the sister though, have all the souls inhabited inside of her, and she just combined with him, so now they have
I don't think
all
she
the
had
souls?
all of them.
Yeah, she. No,
it was implied that she had the souls, or at least the vast majority of them.
I don't know. I mean, I know Bam had some, but I mean, obviously
She gave to him. Yeah.
Well,
and
yeah,
then he
but
gave
like
it back.
obviously something's missing. Like,
Well, I guess that's,
other than
yeah,
the
I'm just
souls.
curious. That's the question.
Well,
yeah.
wait, he didn't give him back because remember on the floor of death when they were going through the soul thing, the guy's like, "Why do you have all these souls in you?"
Oh.
So
Yeah.
he didn't give them back,
No.
which would make sense then why White's not like
Okay.
complete.
So, is he gonna eat bomb? I don't know.
I think he's got to eat a lot more than Bomb.
White's all over. Yeah, but then he gets all those souls that were in bomb. Maybe I don't know. White's all over the place, bro.
Because
He's
I don't
crazy.
think Bam has those souls either anymore.
I don't,
Because he
well,
made
it
a
would make
quote
sense
when
what
he was
Isaiah
like,
said.
yeah, I think it is because even Bam said like, "Oh, it'd be a good thing if I had those souls right now."
When do you say that?
I think it was last week's.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Somebody let us know in the comments down below without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
All I know is that White's all over the place. I thought he was finally made, and then they're like, he's got a while to go.
No,
So
I
I'm
know he
like,
doesn't have
oh,
all the
okay.
souls, but
Yeah.
I don't know the whole
soul.
stipulation. Yeah,
Anyway,
it's all good.
Montu worked on this week's blog post. Sorry, Kano.
Mm-hmm,
Thank you, sorry.
Thank
You're
you
the
very
best.
much.
Champ.
You're the best. Anyway, folks, that is our blog post discussion, read through, reaction, whatever you want to call it. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys are dropping a like on this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell if you are new here so you don't miss any future content on the AOA show. Make sure you guys are subscribing to AOA Reacts as well, where you can catch our Tower of God live stream going over these chapters. And make sure you guys are sharing with your friends and commenting your thoughts down below. What did you think of this read through, these chapters, these blog posts? Let us know all those thoughts in the comments down below. Big shout out to our patrons, especially our acolytes of anime, Stoic and Nathan. And for our comment of the day, today's comment comes from Christopher Rockwell. He answered the question correctly on the last week's blog post discussion, which was, what was Rack's position? He said Rack's position is a spear bearer. So very good. And his comment reads, there are 4 thorn fragments. Bomb has 2. Madarako, the merchant from the workshop battle, has the 3rd, and the 4th is unaccounted for. Reason he says this is because We didn't know how many there were at some point. I think we thought there was like 3 or 4 or whatever, and we had asked. So thank you very much for the clarification. I totally forgot that the merchant from the workshop battle had a 3rd one, to be honest with you. Yeah, and the 4th one's unaccounted for. Now it's just what do they do specifically? Time, space, fate? Who knows? I don't know. It's going to be sweet.
Could go breakfast.
Yeah, could cook breakfast as well. Pancakes,
knows?
waffles,
Yeah,
you name it. But anyway, questions. Do we have a specific question that we'd like to ask the class today?
Yeah. What is the one thing that the Ha family are known for specifically amongst the 10 great families?
Very good. So answer that question, write your comment, and it might just end up on our next blog post discussion. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you on the flip. Peace.
Peace.
Later.
Ninjas are samurais, blaze of the kunais. Find me in the leaf of the cloud, screaming out Bankai. We just some ghouls though, who like seeing parts fly. They like what you saying, Goma got more through the storylines. I tested your neck from the start, my hunters gon' come for your heart. I promise you'll land in my boulevard, left them in one piece, no